Hi there, here is Cat Diving with a new guide from Diablo 3 series. How are you guys today? Because today I'm going to explain you the Unholy Essence set from Diablo 3 patch 2.4. Uh, Again, I've decided to divide my video into parts. In the first one I will tell you everything you have to know about set, gear, skills, passive, paragon points, and of course items from the cube. In the second part, I will show you some footages filmed in Greater Rift 70 on how to play, how to use the basic knowledge from the first part. Also, in this movie, I will tell you a secret. I will tell you how to push in higher greater rifts. I'll tell you how all those guys managed to reach greater rift 80 or so. Stay tuned and let's have some fun. Let's start this guide step by step. By that I want to explain you the basic principle of this set. What you have to do is that you have to increase as much as you can your discipline. Talk about the gear. So, hands, you have to have dex, width, critical hit damage, critical hit chance. On shoulder, dex, width, resist to all elements, and reduce all resource costs. If you want, you can have reduced cooldown. On the helm, you should have dex, width, critical hit chance, and if you are lucky, as secondary, reduce duration of controlling impairing effects by some percent. Pants, again very easy, dex, width, regenerate life per second. And list, feet, dex, width, armor, and increased multi-shot damage. If you already have increased multi-shot damage by some decent percentage, instead of armor you can or use movement, because the remaining points will be distributed to dexterity. So it's a win-win situation. As a weapon, I am using Young Recurve. Very important. As secondary, you must have discipline points. I forgot one more detail, guys, sorry. On the chest, secondary, please be careful, you should have maximum discipline. 12 is maximum, I have 10, which is very nice for me. The quiver, basically dex, attack speed, critical hit chance, and if you want and you can roll width or area damage. Area damage is great, it works great, I can guarantee you that on patch 2.4, so invest point in that. Also, it's mandatory again to have discipline points and increase multi-shot damage by as much as you can. Of course, 100% is the dream, but so 90, 92, 88% to say like that, it's perfect again. Wrist, I'm using the Wraps of Clarity because of the extra toughness that it gives me. Using focus and restraint. When I hit a resource generating attack or primary skill, I deal 50% increased damage for 5 seconds. And when I hit with a resource pending attack, again I deal 50% increased damage. As amulet, I prefer to use an immunity amulet instead of Hellfire amulet, because in some situation it might help you a lot more. Okay, the belt. I prefer to use the Witching Hour because of the extra damage, critical hit damage, and attack speed. Some of you guys may want to use Hunter's Wrath for that thing where your primary skills attack 30% faster and deal 56% increased damage. I do not use it because my primary skill is just for activating focus and restraint, also for some toughness and some regeneration, but that's all. It's not for damage. The deal damager in this build is multi-shot, so I do not see why I should invest any more damage in primary skills. As skills, I'm using evasive fire. You could use focus rune, which increases the hate regeneration to 7, but I prefer to use hardened for higher greater rift because it gives me some extra armor, which is great. Also, now, since patch 2.4, you could use bolas with the Thunderball, increase hate regeneration to 7. It's personal choice, I prefer evasive fire. Multi-shot, I use the fire rune arsenal because it launches 3 rockets at nearby enemies that each deal 300% weapon increase, 300 weapon damage. Of course, you need the kiting method. I use Vault with all known Tumble rune. Vengeance with rune Thief because I gain 10 hatred per second. Okay, here is a very important skill, preparation with invigoration, because it permanently increases maximum discipline by 20. The last one is your choice. I prefer to use Shadow Power with Gloom Rune just for that 30% increase damage, reduced damage reduction I mean. But you could use Mark of Death with Contagion Rune for again extra damage, or Companion with Wolf Companion, again just for extra damage. On higher greater rifts you should find a balance between damage and toughness. Is not okay. As passives, you should use ballistics because you get 3 rockets from multi-shot, as I said before, 3 rockets, and also homing rockets from vengeance. Awareness is mandatory in higher greater rift because it gives you a second chance to fight. Cool of the week, increase the damage against load or chilled enemies by 20%, and I use Thrill of the Hunt. Thrill of the Hunt is a redesigned passive and slows enemies for 2 seconds by 80%. When I use my hatred spender, so because I'm spamming a lot of multi-shot, they are almost always slowed, which gives me some controlling spells. Okay, as Paragon points, you should use as much as you need in movement speed and the rest on dexterity. As offense, I recommend you to start with critical hit chance, critical hit damage, attack speed, and last, cooldown reduction. Defensive, resist to all, armor, life, and life regeneration. And utility, resource cost reduction, or better say, let's start with area damage, resource cost reduction, life or hit, and gold find. As gems, I use Bane of Trapped. Why I'm using Thrill of the Hunt? Because it triggers Bane of the Trapped, which gives me extra damage. Also, I use Gog's Witness, which increases my attack speed, and also I gain some cooldown reduction. And the last gem is Bane of Stricken, which is incredibly useful for Rift Guardians and Elites. let's go to the cube. Here, I use Dawn because it reduces the cooldown of Vengeance by 67%. 65%, sorry. Cinder Coat for that extra resource cost of fire skills. If you need extra toughness, you should use, or you can use, Visage of Guns, which gives my Vengeance a heart rune, which reduces all damage taken by 50%. It's up to you. I prefer to use Cinder Coat. As Ring, I use Conversion of Elements because I get 200 increased damage to a single element for 4 seconds. As Demon, you get Cold, Fire, Lightning, and Physical. So 4 elements in this case. So, this is it, guys. It's everything you have to know about the Unholy Essence set. Now it's just up to you. You have to play, to practice, and to see if you can, if you like this set and the gameplay. As I promised in the beginning of this movie, I'm going to tell you my little secret. The only way to push forward on higher greater rift is to play. To play as much as you can and to have a little bit of luck. Okay, you say now, this is bullshit. No, this is not bullshit. And I'm going to demonstrate you the contrary in the gameplay movie. I've decided to use that specific movie just because I wanted to show you how much luck counts in Diablo 3. If you liked my guide, please like or subscribe. If you want to talk with me or share your opinion on my videos, please do it as well. So, thank you guys for watching and don't forget to play.
don't know if I recognize you. All those good times slowly fading off behind you. When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? It's been a long time, don't know if I recognize you. You're a sight for sore eyes. Turn my eyes to sky blue. When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? It's been a long time, don't know if I recognize you. You're a sight for sore eyes. Turn my eyes to sky blue. When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna come home? When are you gonna come? When are you gonna